Is making chevrons too complicated? I'm going to show you something that's just as stylish and so much easier. Let's get started. All right, I'm going to take my painter's tape, just find the end, and I'm going to make some cool shapes on the wood. So we just tear sections. We can go in any direction and just start to apply these to make some different windows. You want to use lots of different angles as you do this. Don't end up with these uneven edges. We are going to cover those. That's very important that all of our edges are nice and smooth. And see, this is starting to look a little bit like clockworky, so we definitely want to make some variations. We don't want anything to feel too symmetrical and balanced. We need these shapes to feel spontaneous, to feel wild. That's a big part of how this project is going to look really special once it's done. So lots of different directions. Once we have all of our tape down, we are going to make sure that the edges are nice and perfect and that there's not any like bubbles on the edges of the tape, because we don't want the paint to leak underneath it. Just go over it a few times. You see how I just keep going over all of the edges? That's a really important quality because we want our lines to be nice and crisp. So now we've got our tape down, we've got our paint right here. I'm going to start with the lightest color and we're just going to randomly fill them in. So I'll go ahead and do 3 places with this light color and we just fill it in. Be really gentle along your edges because we want our lines to be crisp. We also want our paint to be nice and smooth. So if you see any lines in the paint, just try to use your brush to smooth them out. Make your paint nice and even, thin, even coat. We'll move over here to this one. Whenever I'm painting, I always want to paint away from the tape marks. That's going to help prevent the paint from seeping underneath, and it's going to help keep our lines nice and crisp. So I started with that vanilla color, and now I've moved on to gold. I'm actually working from light to dark with my paint colors, which saves me the step of having to really thoroughly wash out my brushes. If I were painting in a different order, like say if I were going from dark to light or just doing it randomly, then I would really need to take my brush aside, wash it thoroughly with soap and water, because those darker colors have a tendency to dominate. So I'm just basically making it a little bit easier and faster and just kind of saving myself an extra little step. Now, the shapes that you choose to fill in with any given color can be random. And if you end up with a little bit too much paint like I did right here, then you can always scoop some with your brush and just wipe it on something like a paper towel next to you or a piece of cardboard, anything like that. We do want to make sure to keep the coat of any color we choose pretty even. So sometimes that means that we need to remove paint, not just add paint, but also remove paint. And now all we need to do is wait for this to dry. Now it's been about an hour. We're just waiting for our piece to dry. And now that some time has passed, it's time to untape it. So you can start anywhere and just peel it off. And voila! Here's our finished piece. If you want to make more crafts like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and join us again at Pop Shop America.